guys, it's Audrey. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are building a fairy cottage with the Enchanted by Nature pack, and I did try to keep this base game and Enchanted by Nature, even though I am using this for my gameplay for our Enchanted by Nature Let's Play. I did want to make this so you could download it with just Enchanted by Nature and the base game. Now, I am aware that I have just built a fairy cottage, but this one actually uses Enchanted by Nature. And then this one we did have a slight budget of around 30,000 simoleons, so I did try to keep it to that, and because of that it is a very blank house. And as I was playing it in recording new episodes, I realized how blank of a house it is. Now, I know you're like, I am releasing Enchanted by Nature content while also the new pack was just announced, and that is true, but I don't I don't know how I'm going to be able to do a Let's Play with the new pack. If anything, it might just be trying to figure out how to do like a summer camp Let's Play, and I'm not sure if that's gonna work out, so we'll see about that. But I have also potentially started recording the Very Veggie Legacy Challenge. Now, I have no promises on if this is actually going to go out because I am currently working full-time, managing a household, and trying to put out 2 different videos a week plus streaming on the weekend. So we'll see if this actually ends up being something I can feasibly do. But it is a attempt that I am making. Here I'm struggling with the landscaping and how I want to do the path to the front of the house. I end up just doing one of these stone ones with the moss growing in between. There's something I end up with. I don't remember. And I do end up wanting to do a big like side garden over here. And I end up switching this fencing out for the Enchanted by Nature fencing with the plants on top, I believe. But I initially wanted to try and have an apothecary like shop in here. However, I didn't have the money to do that, so I just put the apothecary table inside of the kitchen. So here I am replacing that fence all the way around, and then I end up I believe I do the backyard here, or I was looking for a stone fence to have on the backyard. I think I end up using that same fence. I do. And then a little tip: if you are putting a fence on next to a house that has a foundation, you cannot go from the foundation out, or else it will pull that foundation in. So what I found is the easiest way to do it is to just start next to the foundation and bring it in from there. And that is going to be our like side garden. And I realized as I was playing in this that I didn't landscape this at all. But this will be on the gallery for you to download if you decide to do so. I believe if you have 3 Sims in your household, you might be able to download it. Otherwise, it is not a starter home. It is pretty close, but I believe I started with 28,000 and left with 1,000. So anything, but I don't remember how much money you get with a 3 Sim starter home, if it's 25 or if it is 30. Here I am just kind of trying to make the roof work in a way, and I don't like doing these just square builds. I feel like they look very boring. However, I feel like that is what this build called for. Just, cottage is going to be a boring square most times. As I'm saying that, I'm realizing a bunch of the other things I'm thinking about building and doing speed builds for are also just big squares, which is, it is what it is. I believe I do end up going with a Enchanted by Nature roof here. I believe I do this weathered shingles look. I thought about the hot pink, and then I put it on, and I almost died from how bright it was. And I do end up making the walls on the bottom floor a medium wall height so that I can use that trim. And I just do it on the bottom floor so that I can put that trim just on the bottom floor there. And then I realize it still doesn't hit the window where that roof is, and that I can't put the freezes on because of the roof, so it's just kind of annoying. And this is probably where I made my mistake. I wanted to use the Enchanted by Nature doors, windows, everything I could that was Enchanted by Nature. I used it, and that is probably where all of my money went. And here I'm trying to figure out the layout. I end up having this entire living room space be completely open, and maybe eventually I will go in and close off underneath these stairs to make a little bathroom or something, or even just completely bulldozing it and restarting, because this is an interesting house, and that is, to say the least. Now, I end up using the Enchanted by Nature. I believe I end up filtering by Enchanted by Nature to be able to find it. But I use the new couch, coffee table, dining table, kitchen set. Everything that can be Enchanted by Nature was Enchanted by Nature. And then I put an expensive TV on. I don't know why I decided they needed an expensive TV, but I did. And I never even think about it. Can you hear my dog scratching in the background? And here's where I realize I don't have the space to do an entire apothecary room, so I used the matching apothecary table to the kitchen counter set I used, and just put it in the kitchen. Stop it. And I don't believe we got any new stoves or anything with Enchanted by Nature, and I maybe should have just used the Cottage Living one, but I did want to try and keep it base game and Enchanted by Nature only, and I believe I did that. I believe. And then here's me realizing I haven't put any lights in the entire build the entire time. And then this does end up being a 2-bed, 1-bath house with the open concept main living. By open concept, I mean it was bad. It's not good. I was not really in the most building mood during this, but I wanted to play more, and because of that, I needed the house built. So I went in and built it, and I maybe shouldn't have. Then here I just kind of adjust, make sure there's space for everything in the house, and I kind of recenter the building and redo my terrain paint. The terrain paint is the only landscaping that I did in this entire house. I didn't even go around the edges and put dirt in. I did nothing, and I am realizing that now. And that's just something you guys are going to have to deal with in this video, and I'm probably going to upload it without any of that terrain paint, because I don't have the care at the moment. Hey, stop. And here is where I'm trying to figure out how to make 2 bedrooms and a bathroom up here. So I start off by trying to figure out how big I want that main bedroom to be, and realize that that's a good size for a bathroom. I end up making some kind of weird shapes here. I end up with a weird hallway, and then I end up bringing that back to make the hallway even weirder. And I honestly think, I end up making a little 4-tile hallway there. which I put nothing in. It's just a bunch of doors in a little area. And then I just did the same flooring all throughout, other than the little bathroom area, which I did this hexagonal classic bathroom tiles. And this is where I spend all of every single dollar we have on windows. I just kind of put windows everywhere. And I don't not like the way I did it, but you know, it was a choice for sure. And I used the same window everywhere is the other thing. And then I end up using, I did not leave this completely base game and Enchanted by Nature, because I do use the Cottage Living butterflies windows, and I figured they match the best for a little window to go there. And then here I am just I put a stone wallpaper in the kitchen, and then a just plain, I go through a couple different colors here, and I think I end up on this light baby blue down in the main level, and then I do the Enchanted by Nature wallpaper in the second room that will eventually become a nursery. A kind of plain blue tile in the main bathroom, and then a kind of leafy wallpaper in the main bedroom. And I use the Enchanted by Nature like plain wood door, and I end up using, do I change that wallpaper? Oh no, I'm looking for hallway wallpaper. I end up being able to use the Enchanted by Nature bathroom set, and the bathroom is fully Enchanted by Nature and base game, and I think I couldn't find the Enchanted by Nature sink for a hot minute, and I end up going back and finding it. And then the bed I have changed so many times. I end up using, that is the bed that I put in there initially. So I end up swapping that out for a base game bed when we do get to it. Here I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to set up my garden, because we took all of these plants from our existing gameplay. We also have our fairy house and the tree and teleporter. And then that is kind of where I leave this build. And I will have this uploaded on the gallery for download if any of you want to. I know it's not really the best, but I kind of tried. So that is where I will leave you guys today. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more actual gameplay type of content. I will see you guys all next week, as I will say goodbye for the next 10 seconds because I started this too long. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Artlist.io Music licensing reimagined.